now tuned into 13 Signs Astrology. About to get a little bit personal on this episode. I got to go back and back up to the episode I did when I was speaking on why one shouldn't disrespect my followers. And I got a little bit upset and emotional on that episode. And I want to kind of kick this episode off with that by just first apologizing to the community, the people that, you know, were upset about some of the stuff that I said. I didn't mean for it to come out that way. It was definitely from a place of love, but, you know, from a place of emotional, tough love. Hold on for a second. Get this lit. So yeah, I didn't mean for it to come out like that. And I do apologize to the listening community. You know, for any, you know, if it took away from any of the work that I'm trying to teach on, because a lot of people take this work serious. And, you know, they want to make sure that the work stays as pure as possible. So that's why I'm putting this out. And then secondly, you know, I want to kind of share a little bit of my domestic situation, because this has carried over into my work as well. And I met a beautiful sister, man. You guys know, like, I've been kind of like back on the dating scene. I think you guys can kind of notice that. And I met a beautiful sister, man. Like, when I say beautiful, I'm talking about she's wealthy. She's actually like an empress. I don't know if she realizes that she's an empress. This sister, I've praised her, and I'm not trying to like act like she's property, but she's worth like she's up there past me. And she doesn't even realize this. This sister came from a place of abuse, substance abuse. She's been through a lot. And her worth is very high. You wouldn't even look at her and be able to tell. But me and her like kind of bumped heads and got into a situation. And you know, like, it was like a misjudgment of her thinking, you know, that, you know, I was abusing drugs and things of that nature, because some of the stuff she saw in the video, she kind of didn't understand me and my lifestyle, because as some of you guys know, I do have a soul group and a soul family, and I don't necessarily share everything with everyone in my soul group and in my soul family. And this is for a reason. The reason why I don't do this is because I feel like as though you should keep everything separate, you know, like, in different situations are for different people. So you don't have to kind of like mix up your business with this person and that person and, you know, go through all of that. You know, you just kind of deal with each person on their level. So that's kind of how I was doing with the situation. And that led to me looking like I was being deceitful, you can say, to a certain extent. And that led to a kind of a soap opera scenario in this situation, because it ended up involving my children and my financial situation, and all of that kind of got mixed up into my work. And then I ended up getting very upset in a town that my family has a lot of money invested in, and I didn't want the people and the members of that town to kind of see me in that light. And they do, and it's real. You know, everything I was upset about is real. So what I want to kind of do is just, you know, give an apology to those people in that town for, you know, causing them a lot of harm, and as far as emotional harm, and, you know, hearing some of the stuff that was talked about on the satellites and things of that nature. They may be a little bit offended by that. So this really is just kind of a apologetic episode on a lot of different levels, and it just kind of shares some of the domestic situation that I'm in, because it's kind of rough. You know, like, as you guys know, like, I'm a sovereign indigenous being, and I don't carry myself like this to make myself exclusive. I was put into this situation at a very young age due to family members that were my seniors having money invested and tied up into myself as a commodity And that's kind of how I got into the situation. I'm not going to get in depth here. So with that, kind of put me and had led me into the path of sovereignty, and I learned how to take back control of my resources and things of that nature, and begin to accept my name essentially back for value. And I didn't know at that time that it was going to be worth what it's worth. It's worth, like I was saying a couple episodes back, it's worth a lot of money and things of that nature. And I didn't know it was going to get there. So that's kind of like how I claimed my wealth, and that's my so-called claim to fame, even though it's very fucked up if you think about it, because it involves, my money is tied up into other people's money. So it looks like I'm just some little boy that a lot of people invested into, and that I don't have anything, which is like, totally not the case. So it's put me into a situation where I'm like a middleman. Like, you got these people that's got all of this money. I'm not going to say their positions and their job titles. They do a lot of different stuff. But they got all of this money from the streets. We'll just say that. And then you got this other group of people that's got all of this money from the corporate world. And here you have Ramhotep in the middle. So that's pretty much the scenario that's going on, and it gets hectic, man. Like, you talking about counting out millions of dollars on a consistent basis, and it's stressful. It's not fun. It's not anything to brag about or anything like that. And then you have to like learn how to live this way and live like a damn near a billionaire in communities where they not even worth $1 million, where the store ain't even worth $1 million. You got to carry yourself a certain way so you don't get robbed and jacked. And it's like I could write books and volumes teaching you guys on like how to move like a billionaire ninja. That's what's essentially what you're going to be if you take back control of your straw man, your social security, things of that nature. That's the scenario you're going to be in. You're going to be a multi-billionaire. So like when I connected with this female, going back to that, like I didn't realize when we connected that our estate was going to be worth this much. So here it is. We done fucking damn near fucked up the whole Major League Baseball just getting into a little domestic situation because there's so much money involved. So it's like you can't even disagree with your partner the same when you got billions of dollars. Everything is different, millions. I ain't saying I got billions of dollars. I'm just saying like you got an X amount of money, lump sum of money. Just put it that way. Like you can't even disagree the same. So here I am in a scenario feeling like Kanye West and Kim Kardashian, man. Like so much I could talk about, from just rumors to half of it not even being nowhere near true, and it's amazing the stuff people believe about you that's nowhere close to being true, man. So this is just apologetics episode. Me and her are back cool, like it's my homie, man. Like, she understands this movement on a deep level, so gotta keep somebody like that around. And never judge her, and never prejudge a person how they look, and like if they abuse drugs or whatever the case may be, or their scenario, because you don't know where a person came from or what they had to do to get to where they are and what they're fighting with. And not only that, the strength that they may have and what they may be worth if you take a little bit of time to work with them. So I see potential in people. I can appraise people on a financial level, not to just recreate slavery though, not that, but just let you know what you're worth as an emperor or empress, and what you can really get out of yourself and your show and your act as a what I call a professional or enthusiast is what you are. You're an enthusiast, meaning that you see interest and value in commodities that most people don't see interest and value in. I mean, you know how to profit and gain from that. So that's what I do. 13signsastrology.com. Namaste. Hotep. Good vibes.